Good morning. My name is Adison Harrison, and I'm a new tutor here on Wyzant. And I'm super excited to show you how you can solve for these two equations by graphing them. So let's first start by looking at the question and reading the equations. The question says, solve a system of linear equations by graphing. And that gives us two linear equations. The first one is 3y plus 4x equals 3, and the second one is x plus 3y equals negative 6. So what we have to do is we have to put these into a way that we can graph them on the Cartesian coordinate system and see where they intersect. And that is going to be the solvent for it, or that's going to be the answer, is where they intersect. So let's first start by looking at the first equation. Now what I want to do is I want to take this and to put it into slope-intercept form. The reason is because then we'll have a slope and a y-intercept, and then we can graph them there instead of having to plug in points. So let's start by simplifying 3y plus 4x equals 3 into slope-intercept form. And if you don't remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx, m is slope, plus b, and b is the y-intercept. So let's put it into that form. So let's get y by itself. So let's start by saying 3y equals negative 4x plus 3. Now we need to get y totally by itself by dividing by 3. By dividing by 3 by everything, which will give us y equals negative 4/3 x plus 1. So this tells us that we have a slope of negative 4/3 and a y-intercept of 1. So if we go over to our equation, we have a y-intercept of 1, and then we have a slope of negative 4/3. Now slope is equal to the change in y over the change in x. So our change in y is negative 4, and our change in x is 3. In other words, we are going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, for every 3 in x that we go. So that would be one of the points on the graph if we went down negative 4 and over 3. In the same way, we could go up 4 and over negative 3. So up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over negative 3, 1, 2, 3. And that would be another point. So now that we have 3 points on this graph, we can actually go ahead and draw a line just based off of the slope-intercept form. Now, my line's not going to be quite perfect because I don't have a straight edge. I'm just going to take this slow and see if I can draw this relatively well. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, we're going to take the exact same steps and solve for the second equation. So the second equation is x plus 3y equals negative 6. Oops, negative 6. Okay, so let's get y by itself. So we get 3y equals negative x minus 6. I'm going to divide everything by 3. So then we get y is equivalent to negative 1/3 x minus 2. All right, now that we have this, we know what slope is. Slope is change in y over change in x. We know that the y-intercept is negative 2. I just noticed that I drew this first line wrong because I didn't have negative 4 correct. All right, let's change this up a little bit. I'm going to change it. All right, so it's actually going to be like that. So then we're going to go like this. Boom. All right, now we've got a line. All right, so we have negative 2 right here, which is our y-intercept of our second equation. And then we have a slope of negative 1 over 3. So if we go down negative 1 and over 3, up negative 1 over up 1 over negative 3. All right, so now we have 3 points and we can draw a line. Boom. All right, so it's not a perfect line, but if we look at it, it looks like it's roughly intersecting it right there, which is 3 comma negative 3, which would be our intersection or the answer to the question. Now, if you're a little bit unsure about whether or not that's the actual answer, we're going to graph it in Desmos. So I'm going to share a Desmos or graphing calculator with you on the screen. And as you can see, I already graphed them right here, just putting in the two equations they gave us. And if we look at the point of intersection, it's 3 comma negative 3, which is exactly what we got, 3 comma negative 3. So now that we checked our answer, we know that negative 3 comma negative 3 is our answer. So just like that, we solved this linear equation very simply and very easily. So I hope this answered any questions you may have had, and I hope it answered any questions you may have had for me as a tutor. Thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your morning.